Hi, BookTube. It's Gina. Happy Tuesday. You know what that means. It's time for a tag. I was tagged by my friend Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading to do the Fab Four Tag. This was an original tag created by Tom L.A. Books, and it's all about the Beatles. And I love the Beatles. I am a big fan. The Beatles loom large in my family's mythology, and so any chance I have to talk about the Beatles makes me happy. Now, this consists of 10 prompts, and I realize that I don't actually have really good answers for all of the prompts. So, for the prompts for which I do not have a good answer, I'm going to share one of my Beatles records with you because there are 4 questions that I just couldn't come up with a good book for, but I happen to have 4 Beatles records that I will share, which is a lot of fun. We love music in our family. Greg, my producer, is a big music buff. We've got these really cool, show you, and rather gigantic Kev speakers that sound fantastic. And I've got a turntable that he primarily bought for me. I'm the person that loves vinyl. And actually, I probably listen to records more than he does, but we do oftentimes listen to music together too. So let's go ahead and get started. Prompt number 1 is, I just fell out of bed, found out what key I had dreamed it in, and I played it. By Paul McCartney, from a quote from yesterday. And the prompt is a book that you dreamed about or that inspired your dreams. And this is one of those ones I did not have a good answer for. I don't think I've ever dreamed about a book before. So for this one, I'm going to pull up my record, the cool covered black and white Revolver. I love this album cover as much as I love any of my book covers. I just think it's beautiful. And this record's got really good songs on it, like Good Day Sunshine, Here, There, and Everywhere, which is one of my favorites, Taxman, Eleanor Rigby. What a fun record. So that's going to take the place of my first prompt. I'm cheating a little bit. I'm going a little bit rogue here. Prompt number 2 is Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds by John Lennon. The prompt is a book that talks about drugs or that was written under the influence of drugs. And this is another one I just don't have a good answer for. So for that one, I'm going to go with the Beatles' Help, which, who are we kidding? Probably was written under the influence of some drugs and contains songs such as Ticket to Ride, Yesterday, Dizzy Miss Lizzie. Sorry, there's a lot of glare on this one. This is a new record. The other one was a used one. There's some really fun used record shops in Seattle. This one's new, and it's one of those big, fat, chunky 180-gram pressings that I love. Prompt number 3, we thought we'd be really big in Liverpool, a quote by Ringo Starr, which I love. A book about someone who had more success than what they expected, or a book that was much more successful than what the author expected. All right, I'm failing miserably. This is another one I do not have a good answer for. So for this one, I'm going to show you my beautiful copy of, let's see if we can get it not quite so glary. This is Rubber Soul. Sort of, there we go. This has got songs such as Norwegian Wood, Michelle, Run for Your Life, Girl, which is a great song. Isn't that a fun cover? I promise I'm getting to some books here soon. Promise. Oops, my computer just went to sleep. Okay, prompt number 4 is Sitting on a Cornflake, Waiting for the Van to Come by John Lennon. I love Love, love, love that quote. Have you guys watched the new Beatles Disney Plus series? I don't have Disney Plus, but when I was in California, I was at my cousin's and she's got it, and we binged. I was only there for 2 nights, so I didn't have time to watch the whole thing. They're like 3 hours long. I think we watched 2 episodes, and I tell you, John Lennon just won my heart. He was so goofy and funny and cute. So this quote, this prompt is a surreal book or a book with some surreal elements that you enjoyed. And for that, what else can we do but Alice in Wonderland, which is about as surreal as it gets. This beautiful copy I've had since I was in the 6th grade. It's got some fun illustrations in it. I don't think it's the original illustrator, but I really love this. Really love this edition. I'm looking to see if I can find the illustrator, and I'm not seeing it jump out at me. So I'm going to go for Alice in Wonderland. Prompt number 5, The White Album, a book you loved that A, has a minimalist cover, or B, is written in a minimalist style. And I think this applies to both of these apply to this. This is the beautiful, slightly foxed edition of 84 Charing Cross Road by Helene Hanff. Isn't that cute? I love these slightly foxed books. They're small. They are easy to hold. It's got this little tiny little paper cover on it, but when you take that off, you just have this beautiful little naked hardback. And this is one of my favorite books. Also one of my favorite movies. I think I might even like the movie more than I like the book. The movie is fantastic. But this is about as minimalist as a cover can get, right? Plain end papers, just a very minimalist style, which I love. Prompt number 6 is Little Darling. It's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Here Comes the Sun by George Harrison. A book of poetry that you found uplifting. And, okay, this is the last one I don't have a book for. I have not really read much poetry in my life. I've got a big stack of poetry books that I want to get to, but I can't say that any of them are uplifting because I have not really read any of them. So for this one, I'm going to show you this really fun Meet the Beatles record. This is sort of a compilation of some of their popular songs when they first started, and it was released in the U.S. after they had booked the Ed Sullivan Show, I believe. And look at how cute and young they are. I just, I love this so much. Okay, prompt number 7 is A Day in the Life, an experimental book that's very uncommon for its content or format, and yet it works well. And I'm actually going to go with Girl, Woman, Other for this one. Although I know it works well because a lot of people love it, I did not. I have DNF'd this, but I am going to get back to it at some point. I probably read about a quarter of it, but it's a no punctuation. Well, there's some commas, but no punctuation, and I struggled with wrapping my brain around that. But this is one I definitely want to get back to. Prompt number 8, over half of Americans who are over 45 and older attribute the Beatles' split to Yoko Ono. That's not true. I mean, Yoko did not split up the band. A book about a woman, or if you can't think of one, a man who is unjustly blamed or accused of something. And I have to tell you guys, I hate that trope of unjustly accused. It produces so much anxiety in me. And so I'm going to go for Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens for this one, because I actually started it, and when I saw the direction it was headed, I felt so anxious about it that I DNF'd it. It's another one I do want to come back to, but I don't know why I get so anxious when people are unjustly accused. So poor Oliver Twist. I knew that was not going to go well for him. Prompt number 9 is limitless, undying love which shines around me like a million suns and calls me on and on across the universe by John Lennon. The prompt is a book that opened your mind and made you think of the universe in a new way, either physically or spiritually. And for this one, I'm going to go with Unpopular Essays by Bertrand Russell. I love this book. It's got essays in it such as the future of mankind, philosophy's ulterior motive, ideas that have helped mankind, and ideas that have harmed mankind. And I loved this book. It's a little snarky. It's a little bit deep, but I found this very readable. I got to read you the quote from the back of this because it's a quote as to why Bertrand Russell called this Unpopular Essays, and this will give you a little clue as to the snark factor included here. It says, a word as to the title. In the preface to my Human Knowledge, I said that I was writing not only for professional philosophers, and that philosophy proper deals with matters of interest to the general educated public. Reviewers took me to task, saying they found parts of the book difficult and implying that my words were such as to mislead purchasers. I do not wish to expose myself again to this charge. I will therefore confess that there are several sentences in the present volume which some unusually stupid children of 10 might find a little puzzling. On this ground, I do not claim that the essays are popular, and if not popular, then unpopular. So if that gave you a little chuckle, you'll probably like this. If it didn't, you might want to skip this one, but I love this book. I think it's absolutely wonderful. Prompt number 10, Mother Mary Comes to Me, Speaking Words of Wisdom, Let It Be by Paul McCartney. And this prompt is a book that you found very powerful and moving despite its apparent simplicity. And I'm going to go with The House Opposite by Barbara Noble. This is one of those Dean Street Press books that I love so much. It is set and written around the same time right around the Blitz during World War II in London. And this is the story of a family that is living through the Blitz. And it just blew my mind how people survived and lived and just went about their business during this time period. And I think sometimes these small, furrowed middle-brow books get a bad rap as not being deep or important. And I think that this book was one of those ones that on the surface looks easy to read, and it was easy, but had some really deep themes that really hit home with me. So let's go ahead and tag some people. And I've got a little list here. Of course, I appreciate it when I get tagged. I think it's so wonderful when people tag me. I'm going to tag some people, but as always, there's no obligation to do the tag, and I just mostly want to shout out some channels. So one is Charles Heathcote, who is British, so you got to tag him, right? 2 is Fresh Parchment. 3 is Guilty Feet, also British, I think. Daniel, I'm not sure. Jess Book Girl TV, and Book Time with Elvis. You are tagged. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.